be a different kind of party. That type of cool don't gotta inside of nobody. You mess around with us, I promise you'll be sorry. Trust me, that be a big mistake. We go hard every day. Me and my girls ain't here to play. If you ain't tough, can't join the club. Yeah, we only got room for the baddest. Middle one is my team, girl, hammer it. Don't you let these pretty faces fool you. Savage underneath. 私は夢中で走ったこの恋を遮るように電車は過ぎ去った遠い日の記憶海の輝き季節は巡る飛行機雲に目を細めて小さく揺れたひまわりさよならも言えないままほんの数ミリの隙間でそっとくすぶる痛み真夏に消えた花火が涙の先に映る
Hello, I'm here to explain about Japanese culture and we hold exciting this time. Let me start with Japanese food and drink. Sushi and ramen are two things from Japan which have become very popular all over the world. However, they are usually just interpretation of the original thing. There are at least thousands of different sushi and ramen restaurant across Japan. So finding one that exactly right shouldn't be a problem. Sake is a famous alcoholic red wine in Japan. All over the world, this drink is commonly available in sushi restaurant, but in native country, sake was not original paired with sushi because both were made with rice, so the combination of the two was considered inappropriate. Geisha, traditional Japanese artist entertainers. Geisha is one of the many well-known Japanese culture. Sometimes for some people who are new to geisha, they will think of geisha as a mysterious creature and a part of Japanese culture, as well as a traditional profession that is often misunderstood. In Japanese, geisha means people of art, or people who have skill in traditional Japanese arts, such as dancing, singing, music, or the tea ceremony. In the other words, geisha are traditional entertainers in Japan. Indeed, initially it was men who played the role of geisha, but some men who pursued the traditional culture tended to decline, until eventually women replied their roles. Geisha have been around since the 18th and 19th centuries and are still very popular today. Unfortunately, nowadays this Japanese culture trends are still some Japanese people who still maintain geisha. There are other names for geisha, namely Meiko and Geiko. The trend began to excite and be applied in the Meiji restaurant area. The term maker is only a term began to excite and be applied in the Meiji Restoration era. The term maker is only applied in the Kyoto area, while the term geisha is just another designation that's because maker is the name for beginner geisha. Matsuri Festival. Matsuri is kind of culture festival in Japan which is held in summer or summer. This Matsuri's relation to the festival of the shrines, namely Buddhist temples and Shinto shrines. Actually, Matsuri itself is an event to pray and worship. It's just that it doesn't focus on the tourists who come. That's because many visitors or tourists come just to see this Matsuri culture festival. Matsuri itself comes from the word Matsuri, which means to worship or worship. Matsuri means worship or worship of kami. In the teachings of the Shinto religion, there are four elements in the Matsuri, namely Hariya or preparation, offerings, Narito or reading prayers, and a feast.
Alright everyone, now I will explain about government in Japan. Alright, Japan adheres to a British and Canadian parliamentary system of government. In contrast to Indonesia, the Japanese people don't elect the president directly. Later, the members of the Diet will elect the determined to a prime minister from among themselves. And the Diet is Japanese national parliament, the highest body of the state power, and the only state body that makes laws for the state. The prime minister forms and leads the cabinet of minister of state. And the Diet consists of a lower house with 418 seats and an upper house with 241 seats. The government system in Japan came into force in 1947. This constitution is based three principles, namely people's sovereignty, respect for human rights, and anti-war. In addition, this constitution also stipulates three government bodies, including the legislature is Diet or parliamentary, the executive bodies is a cabinet, and the judiciary is a court. Meanwhile, the cabinet will exercise executive powers and be accountable to Diet. The judicial power lies in the hands of the Supreme Court and lower courts, such as the High Courts, District Courts, and Summary Courts. Alright, the form of Japanese is a constitutional monarchy with an emperor as head of state. Constitutional monarchy is a form of government in which a king or queen is the head of state. This form of the Japanese state is limited by applicable regulation or laws. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, the king or queen becomes the leader of the state in absolute monarchical from the government. Even so, the power of the king or queen in other fields is delegated to legislature or judiciary. In addition, there are other main characteristics of the constitutional monarchy, namely the position of head of the state lasts for life. The election of the head of states is based on heredity, and election of the head of the government is based on state formations. Apart from Japan, there are a number of the other countries that adhere to a constitutional monarchy system. including Jordan, Thailand, Colombia, and Malaysia. In addition, Japan is one of countries that frequently change a prime minister. However, this change didn't affect the country because the government continued to run according to their respective paths. Alright, that's all for me. Thank you. Bye.
Now I want to the reason I like foreign language is because we are we ourselves as a country of Indonesia are advised to learn foreign language such as English, Mandarin, but I am more interested in learning Japanese where Japan as a developed country has modern technology and we also know foreign language learning is a soft skill that must be possessed in the current era of globalization. And there is also a lot of information that we find that people from Indonesia study in Japan and work in Japan and some even marry Japanese people and live successful with an understanding of Japan's. There are many beneficial things that are easy to do because we understand polite Japanese and have clear goals. From here, the ease of using foreign language not only benefits ourselves but also benefits other people or those around us. Around us. My next reason I am interested in Japan is because they have a language that is unique, interesting, and easy to understand. Even when I watch anime in Japanese or movies originating from Japan, sometimes it makes me forget the time. The excitement when hearing that language makes me want to hear it all the time. I even wish I could speak the language, but I can only understand a little when I hear or watch them speak. I find it difficult to respond directly using Japanese. So I hope that in the future I can develop fluence in using Japanese because the country of my dream or the country I really want to visit is Japan. Therefore, I want to see and feel the beauty of nature, language, and discipline or politeness, which which is so captivating. Also, in the use of time, that is so on time. That's why I'm trying to learn Japan so that one day my dreams can come true, and it will be easy for me to interact and adapt to the surrounding environment and the local community. As for language Japanese, I could Otsukaresama desita, which means thank you for your operation. That's all I can say at the end of my words. Arigato gozaimasu or thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Tirarasi Simajunta with NIM 22050400073. Here I will give a reason why I like Japan because one of the anime industry origins from Japan. Japan has many advantages regarding anime films. Anime is a very popular form of entertainment in Japan and has become an important part of their pop culture. Here are some of Japan's advantages regarding complete anime films. 1. Cultural heritage. Japan has a rich and unique cultural heritage, including including in the anime industry. Since the early 20th century, Japan has developed its own animation industry with with distinct type, style, and technique. This has made them have a large and loyal fan base at home and abroad. Number two, advanced animation industry. Japan has a highly developed and fast-growing animation industry. Many well-known animation studios such as Studio Ghibli, Toei Animation, and Madhouse are based in Japan. These studios are renowned for their high animation quality and immersive stories. They also often work with famous manga authors to adapt their works into anime. Number four, strong infrastructure. Japan has a very advanced information and communication technology infrastructure. This allows anime creators to use the latest technology in their production process, such as advanced computer animation and special effects. This strong infrastructure uh, also makes it easy to distribute and spread anime around the world via online streaming platforms. Number three, government support. The Japanese government provides great support to the anime industry through various supporting policies and programs. They realize the economic and cultural potential of this industry, thereby providing fiscal incentive to animation companies and encouraging collaboration between the creative industry and other sectors. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, on this occasion, I will explain the climate and season in Japan. Most of Japan lives within the northern temperate zone and has a humid monsoon climate with southeastern winds blowing from the Pacific Ocean during summer and northwestern winds blowing from the Eurasian Europe and Asia continent. In winter, Japan has four distinct seasons. Japan has four seasons, namely spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Two of the most beautiful sights in Japan are when the cherry blossom bloom in spring and the leaves turn dazzling color of red, orange, and yellow in autumn. In addition to its exciting climate, Japan is often hit by very severe natural disasters such as typhoons, volcanic eruption, and earthquakes. One example is the Kobe earthquake, which claimed many lives. Japan has been working hard for years so that the damage caused by the disaster can be kept to a minimum. Japan is surrounded by sea, warm and cold current flow through the surrounding scenes. This environment support the development of first species. Because of that, most of Japan is in a temperate climate and humid monsoons. Southeastern winds blowing from the Pacific Ocean during summer and westerly winds blowing from the Eurasian continent in winter also contribute to Japan's climate. Summer the season the start from June to August. Autumn to the season the start from September to November. Uniquely, you will find different sensation from the four season, coupled with existing festival to celebrate the Chinese season.
Japan is a country that is admired by the people of other countries because it has a lot of unique culture, delicious food, and very clean environment. Regarding clean lines, this happened because Japanese people have environmentally friendly habits and are very disciplined. The thing that Japanese people apply to make their environment clean is 1. Caring for the environment. The culture of keeping the Japanese clean has indeed been instilled since they were in elementary school. In school, Japanese students are required to clean up their own classroom as a routine activity. So, when you visit Japan, don't be surprised if you won't find a single piece of trash on a street. The Japanese don't litter because they will take it home. 2. Very concerned about food hygiene. Considering that the culture of maintaining clean lines has been instilled since childhood, it is not surprising that the Japanese also pay great attention to food hygiene. Many cake or bakery shops in Japan pack their food products very carefully and neatly. This is done so that the quality of food is maintained and clean from germs. 3. Japanese people prefer public transportation. Japanese people like to use a public transportation because they don't need to get stuck in traffic anymore. They also do this to reduce air pollution and be more economical because they don't have to pay for vehicle parking. 4. Separating garbage based on type. Separating garbage type being a clean country, one of the regulations in Japan regarding clean lines is that each waste must be separated by type. To make it easier for the public, Japan has a good garbage disposal system. For example, plastic, paper, cans, bottle, or styrofoam was collected in bags that are given different color. In addition, waste that can be recycled will be reused. 5. Routinely using disinfectants. Japanese people diligently use the next Japanese habit that can be imitated. Is diligently spraying disinfectant or antibacterial spray on every item or corner of the house.